Welcome everybody, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the couple of stories I have been reading. I am today, since I finally got in my rest, since I'm finally, and I don't work on tomorrow and the next day, I will be, I will be focusing on creating videos for you guys. Now, I am going to want to read as many stories as I can, story after story after story after story after story. So in the next couple of days, you guys will not be left without content. And that's what I really want, to leave you guys without any content. So, even though if I don't end up uploading any videos, there will still be other videos up for you to watch. So, make sure you watch all those if you end up getting bored or something. The Darkness Inside by the Sakrament 666. Now, this is another The Sakrament story, and so far I'm actually enjoying their stories. Let's start with this one. The Darkness Inside by the Sacrament 666. My name is Void Coy, and I worship darkness. Too many people praise the light, so I veer from the path. Listen to my tale, and you'll see. It is a 1,114 words total, and it's a complete story. The Laughing Endless is the name of the chapter. Okay, here's Arthur's note. Please do not judge me. I am different, but I am not stupid. This is mostly based on my life. Do not everything decide not everything deceptive happens to me, but a lot of it did. Please keep an open mind and enjoy the journey into my OC's mind. Now, as you guys watched the Sacrifice did, actually see the video and he did like it. And to have an Arthur actually see one of my videos and actually enjoy it, that's pretty astounding. That's amazing, actually. Um, God, I love to blabber on. Another thing that I'd like to point out, I will be uploading pretty soon a couple new videos that you guys might or might not like. Yeah, as in terms that you might think that it's just like copying everybody else and whatnot, but truth is that don't tend to do that. I do not want to do that. But I just want to connect with you guys more, and doing that will help me. Since reading fanfiction stories is pretty fucking awesome, and I will say this, it is amazing. It's just connecting with you guys is a little harder. Um, and hopefully the new thing will help me connect with you guys more, as well as new things that is gonna happen to the channel a whole, which will be coming up in a later date. Now, with that being said, let's get into my laughing endless. My laughing endless. Hopefully, I could speak today. I see them outside. I hear the children playing, but it fills me with sorrow, not joy. I know what they will become and what they will do. Crimes, vagabonds, thieves, cut horse, and martyrs. A lot of them. They do not realize this yet, but they will. All my life the darkness has followed me, held me. It creates a cradle, embracing me in its folds. It welcomes me and feeds me. The darkness in my soul feeds off the creeping evil. For I am many things. For there to be good, there must be evil, light and dark. Many choose the former, but I indulge not only the light, but the black void within myself. No pony understands, especially not Twilight Sparkle or her friends. They're blind to this fact, but Discord is not. He too knows, but must and will coexist. As I slid the blade along my hooves, as I slide the blade along my hooves, my thoughts go back to them, my family. Despite me, I was too different. I saw things they didn't. I thought about their ideas. Indeed, instead of going along with them, I didn't conform to their way of thinking, but I know one day they will beg for me to forgive them. After years, they finally saw the truth and came to me for guidance. I laughed at them, spitting in their faces. They disgraced me, threw mud into my eyes, and beat me for my differences. And I was supposed to forgive them? Never. I slid the knife again, the warm blood running onto the floor. The black, cracked walls around me bringing comfort. 5 lonely candles set in the floor, and in the middle lays a star, a six-cornered star. Fools, confused pentacles. A sign of the 5 elements for the pentagrams. A sign of the 5 elements for the pentagrams. A sign of Blizzbud's himself. I wore both around my neck and a two-way cross on my chest, covered into the flash. I think to my childhood. I was always a quiet, self-aware social outcast, huddled in the corner. I didn't have friends, and I didn't get many of the things I needed in school. I was constantly bullied, and the teacher did nothing to help me, but instead had me standing. I was always the quiet, self-aware social outcast, huddled in a corner. I didn't have friends, and I didn't get many of the things I needed in school. I was constantly bullied. The teacher did nothing to help, but instead had me standing by the perpetrators at lunch. They did nothing to help, so I took some steps I shouldn't have. At recess, one day, I walked up to the bullies and hit them both in the face with a large board. They both needed the hospital, but I felt alive. I had finally finished the region of insufferable torture. Of course, my mother had me pulled from school. She took me to see the doctor, and they diagnosed me with ADHD and Asperger's syndrome. This provided more complications than before, and we found out that I had severe paranoia. I saw faces and patterns in all things, and this frightened my family. They called me a freak and a monster. I didn't know why at the time, but it was the turning point. I ran. I ran until my legs could work no longer, and I was back at my house. I opened the door and ran to my mother. She wept, and I joined her. To this day, my mom, cousins, and my uncles had been the only surviving members of my family that accepted and loved me. I respected this as much as I can. I lived for a long time in their shelter. Then I discovered my sexuality. I liked both cults and mares, and when my family found out, they shunned my very existence. I owe, as always, only my mother, uncle, and cousins accepted me. They loved me, and I loved them, but society hated me. I was always labeled a freak, an outcast, an abomination towards my family's name. My teenage years came around and I fell in love. Her eyes, her smile, her laugh, and her overall personality drew me to her. We had an awkward first meeting, but soon we had an awkward first meeting, but soon hit it off. We dated for months and decided the next step would be telling our families. But that day, her job called her in an assessment over in Tottenham, and it was the last we ever saw of each other. Though we still keep in contact. I'm 16 now. And everything despite my very existence, I have been bled. Get out of here, Rainbow Dash. Get out of here. What are you doing? Out of here. Out of here. That's weird. I'm 16 now. And everything despite my very existence, I have been bled, regurgitated, spat, and defensed on. and I see no escape. Death would only bring sorrow to my loved ones, though it would certainly bring me sanctuary. I do, however, find solace in writing songs, poetries, and stories. I have shown those to my real family, and they are proud. I didn't see why, as they are mediocre, but I accept their decisions, as they do mine. I cut again. Then again, then again. It fills me with joy, knowing I still feel. I can say I know far more than most my age, as they only care about marriage and money. I pity them, for they know now that it shall happen in later days. They call me a martyr, but they see not the victim I hold. I laugh, and it turns into a magnifical rhythm of uncontrollable giggling. I stumble around the room, continuing my laughter. I can't stop, and soon my eyes flash red. I see my other friends, my rope, my knife, and my glorious dagger, encrusting with emeralds and rubies, holding my head as I stumble around the room, as I stumble about the room, crackling endlessly. I happen across a photo, faded, torn, and battered. It depicts my love, flowers in her hair. She died yesterday. An accident at her workplace. She had been moving boxes of food for homeless ponies, and a truck had run her over. This news hit me like an anvil, tearing my soul apart. I'm alone now. My love is dead, and nobody else would care enough. I cut again. I continue to laugh. I care about nothing anymore, as nothing can fix it. Nothing of it. Only pain brings me comfort, and only silence brings me joy. Defending silence, filling my ears with nothing outside. Thundering claps, as I could look out of the window. A lone filly stands there, crying. Every pony else has left her. Queen Chrysalis would be happy. This filly seems to be crying for her mother. Such love is untamed and perfect for feeding. Princess Luna. If you visit my dreams again, I will be waiting. If you can't make my pendant, even temporarily, then all hope is lost for me. I cut for the last time, and my laughter ending fills the room, and the last of my strength fails me. Wow. Okay, so that I finished it in the and I finished reading the laughing and as the doctors as the sacraments authors know. No, I do not judge you. I have no reason to judge anybody. We all had things in our past that even now we're trying to work past. I deal with things myself as any other person. I you doing YouTube videos as well as you said on one of the descriptions that you like to do, writing stories, poems, and whatnot. It's the same thing as that. Doing YouTube videos feels a joy in my life that I just love, and I love to do it. And only of lately, I've been trying so hard to actually do these videos for you guys to read them so that you guys could find out about the story, so that you guys could support the art there and whatnot. And I enjoy making people happy in overall. And reading stories is just extremely amazing. And for you guys to listen in, come in, listen in to subscribing to this channel particularly. It's just amazing. And there's so much content that I want to do. But god damn if I'm lacking in time. Or I'm tired and whatnot. Now for the whole thing. The story is sad. It's a very, very sad story. But and a lot of things do happen in the world that is just sad. And the world is a very sad place. And it sucks. It really does suck. Because the world can't be like the Ponyville. All happy and whatnot. I wish it could be. I really do. Then everything would be perfect. There would be no pain. There would be no suffering. Just happiness. With Fairy Pony. Alright, everybody. Try. Anyways. I love reading the Sakrament story because he touches on a lot of a lot of very sensitive topics, and not sensitive but a lot of serious topics. And I want to get I want to get better at expressing how I feel and expressing my thought, even though sometimes I know that I will be wrong, but whatever. Hopefully you guys enjoy the story. It did get a little touchy now and then, doing this part thingy. But hopefully you guys enjoy the story. I'll be back with another one. I will be continue reading, and as soon as I finish reading a couple stories, I'll be editing it and then I'll be uploading it soon. Stay tuned on Friday. I will be uploading something very special. Hopefully I could finish it on time. If not, then I am sorry. I truly am. I will be busting my ass for it. Other than that, hopefully you guys enjoyed the story and check out the next story I make or what.